And welcome to the 38th Annual Trenton Teapot Festival here in downtown Trenton on College Street. I'm John Blankenship, joining you here on Worthy Road Studios. We're live on Facebook today, thanks to Paul Schulze and us partnering together to bring you this year's Trenton Teapot Festival. We kick off with a good crowd. It's been raining this morning early. That rain has moved out, and the parade is kicking off at its normal time. And we see the Trenton Teapot that makes its way down College Street here that kicks off the parade every year. And then shortly following behind, we'll see all the law enforcement and emergency personnel in their vehicles and lights and sirens as they make their way down College Street here in Trenton on a Saturday morning. It's turned out to be pretty nice. The crowd is gathered here as we're in front of the reviewing stand. Some of the judges are just down to our left. Here comes some of the Trenton Police Department and their Hummer to kick off this year's 38th Annual Trenton Teapot Festival. They're waving to the crowd. The new Chief of Police, Bill, and his wife. Nice black Hummer there. Don't see a whole lot of those around West Tennessee. An SUV from the Trenton Police Department follows. Many of the personnel from the police department, of course, in charge of the law enforcement for the parade. Following next in front of us here, as you see, the Trenton Fire Department. Engine number 502, they're waving to the crowd today. Lights and sirens going. Following next, our friends from the Gibson County Sheriff's Department. Sheriff Paul Thomas. Some of the youngsters riding in the SUVs today. And the color guard and honor guard following behind. The Tennessee Army National Guard. They make their way down the parade route, heading towards the courthouse today. Weather is holding out for a pretty nice parade, nice and cool. I'd rather have these cooler days than 110 degrees. We've seen some of those in the past. More vehicles from the Tennessee Army National Guard. Another Hummer or Humvee following. We thank you so much for listening on Worthy Road Studios on Facebook. Live parade coverage. And again, this parade will be available later on today, so you can go back and watch again. This year's parade marshal for the Trenton Teapot Festival, riding in the Gibson electric car, Mr. Charlie Lancaster. He's riding, waving to the crowd. A familiar name and a familiar face to a lot here in the Trenton community in Gibson County, being honored with the parade marshal. Many of the veterans of Gibson County coming following behind that. And of course the crowd going to stand to attention to wave to them as they make their way in front of the reviewing stand. Many of our veterans of Gibson County from many different wars there riding through, and we salute them and honor them for their service and sacrifice for the freedoms we have in our nation today. It's because of the American soldier. Again, you're listening to the 38th Annual Trenton Teapot Festival, Worthy Road Studios, streaming live. And Mr. Charlie Lancaster. Yes, sir. You want to talk to us a minute?
Yes, sir.
Well, good to have you
Parade
here.
Marshal, I'm Charlie Lancaster. It's a great day. It's not raining. Whoopee.
You know, it's turned out to be really nice today. That rain got out of here about an hour ago.
I got a short joke.
Uh-oh.
This is a real short joke, and it's got a lot of meaning to it. There's a lot of drivers around, and so when you're driving, don't get in a big hurry. If you get in a hurry, text Jesus.
That's right. Amen. Mr. Charlie Lancaster, who is our parade marshal this year, joining us here on Worthy Road Studios in our live Facebook broadcast. Good honor to have him selected for this year's parade marshal. Been a volunteer for the parade and many different things in the community over the years. Got a little break here in the parade as we wait for more folks to come this way. Again, a lot of activities have been going on all week long here in Trenton, a very busy festival. We've seen several of those. Of course, the community gospel sing that took place on Wednesday night. We had that live here for you. A good crowd for that event, and it's great to see all the community churches come together and just worship the Lord. And that's exactly what went on Wednesday night. Continuing this evening, the truck, tractor pull, and pedal pull is going to take place at Shady Acres Park here in town. That's going to be at 7 p.m. Tickets are just $12 for that event and under $5. Free to get in. The gate's going to open at 5:30. Always a very popular event at the Teapot Festival. And as right now, that's scheduled to happen tonight. Hopefully the weather will hold off and that'll go as planned. We begin to see more law enforcement make their way up the parade route here on College Street in downtown Trenton. More of our law enforcement officers from the area. And we say thanks to all the law enforcement from the many different communities in Gibson County and the Highway Patrol that come out to provide protective services during these parades. And we'll see them make their way up the parade route. Of course, many will be riding. Some will get out and walk today, and that's what we see as the Gibson County Sheriff's Department make their way in their black SUV and Sheriff Paul Thomas. And they make their way and hand out cards and different brochures today from the Gibson County Sheriff's Department. A fine job they do to serve the community. They'll stop and talk to the crowd today, and more of the Gibson County Sheriff's Department to follow behind in their two black SUVs. They're doing some posing today for photographs, in which they have all the way down the parade route. You'll see coming up as well the Tennessee Highway Patrol in their tan and black state trooper vehicle, lights going, waving to the crowd. And they make their way in front of the judges' stand and reviewing stand. Of course, providing services to the Teapot Festival and the many parades around the area. They will be there to provide and protect our communities. And that trooper waves to the crowd as he passes through. And Temple Landscaping providing this vehicle here. It just passed in front of us. The Peabody FFA. They make their way in front of the reviewing stand. Of course, the official photographer's down in front of us as well, so she's going to take photographs as they stop in front here. A lot of work goes into making these floats possible. That's not something you just did the night before. And we'll do our best to give you all the information of who's on the float as we get to us. Some of those don't have the numbers on them as well visible to us. But as you're watching, you'll get a good view of who those folks are. Trenton Light and Water following immediately behind. There's many of the city officials, the aldermen and councilmen and the mayor are riding on the Trenton Light and Water bucket truck today. We got to see many of those. Bubba Abbott there, Donna Ledbetter and others. And Donna was on radio with us earlier in the week. We got to talk to her about all the activities going on. And she is a busy lady helping get all this organized, and so as the whole community comes together. Trenton Rosenwald. Hi. We'll listen to them as if they're going to perform for us, we'll find out. believe they're going to perform for us here today, Trenton Rosenwald Middle School. Just heard from. Fantastic job playing for us today. Thank you for watching and listening online on Facebook, Worthy Road Studios. I'm John Blankenship, joined by Paul Schulze back in the truck behind me. Representative Curtis Halford coming in front of us now, waving to the crowd, riding in their truck today. Curtis and his wife, and very involved in many communities around the area, of course, right here in Trenton involved. Good to see Curtis today, representative from the state of Tennessee. Coming up here to us next, Mayor Tom Witherspoon. Good to see Spoon today. Of course, he's yelling to the crowd, carrying his American flag. Good to see Mayor Spoon today. Many of our officials are coming through pretty fast today. There's Barbara Davidson, Register of Deeds. Many of these up for election and re-election. So you'll have a lot of politicians in today's parade. Big election year here, especially in Gibson County. Miss Joyce Brown, Gibson County Clerk, waving to the crowd today. And the weather has held off that she can have that convertible top down. She waves to the crowd and sees many friends and family members here today and supporters. Again, many politicians from the area and representatives, congressmen, you've got them all here today, local officials. Cindy Flowers, who is running once again for Circuit Court Clerk in her vehicle in today's parade. They wave to the crowd and friends and family walking and all with them. And coming up next, we'll have Representative David Kustoff. Congressman Kustoff, his vehicle in today's parade. And following next, coming up on us now, Judge Mark Agee, his classic car. Good to see Judge Agee today. And great that the weather has held off, so these tops can come down. We've seen some parades in the past, and now I've covered a few that they're all closed up and still going on, but the weather is held out for today well. Wow. Wasn't expecting that. Libby Wickersham there from Greater Gibson County Chamber of Commerce. We felt the air horn. She waves to the crowd today, does a great work and instrumental in bringing many industries to Gibson County. Now the float going to make its way up the parade route here on College Street in downtown Trenton. And here's the Trenton Teapot Festival royalty. And those young ladies in their appropriate colors, the gold and white and black, waving to the crowd today. There's some youngsters on there as well. You see that one little girl, she's not so sure about it yet. This is probably her first of many pageants she'll be in over the years. And the theme, let's celebrate Teapot 38. Here in a moment, we'll have another band to perform for us. Some more youngsters there waving to the crowd. Things they'll remember for many years to come. Here's the Dyer Junior High School marching band in their blue and black uniforms, and they'll play for us. The Dyer Junior High School marching band coming in front of us. Another great band here in Gibson County. Cub Scouts coming through the parade route here now. Youngsters involved in many different activities. Pack number 47 from First United Methodist Church. Those young guys waving to the crowd today. My son Colton is a Cub Scout, and I believe next you move to a Boy Scout. I'm not sure on the order that goes. But starting in the Cub Scouts. And they wave to the crowd today, teaching them good service in the community. We get many different politicians in today's parade and folks running for office. Jimmy Turner, who is running for the position of county sheriff, he walks through the crowd today. And some of his supporters shaking hands. And they'll stop here for their official photograph and hold their signs up and wave to the crowd. The 38th Annual Trenton Teapot Festival is what you're listening to and watching today. Worthy Road Studios. I'm John Blankenship. Paul Schulze back in the truck. It's turned out to be a nice day. I smell some food drifting this way. Gonna have to get maybe a Polish sausage here in a little bit. Smells good. And coming up here next to us, we'll have another float. Time to come together and let's celebrate. And these ladies are from Harlan Marsh Retirement Home. Riding is Jean Coe, Helen Alexander, Sarah Moore, Linda Kilser, and Dot Kilser. Riding today and waving to the crowd. Good to see those ladies out today, and the weather has held out just perfect for them to get to wave to the crowd and see those fine folks. We've had some church groups that have got to go out to Harlan Morris before and sing to some of the residents there. We got their 50s theme going on today. And they are celebrating and enjoying getting out, viewing the crowd today. Speaking of crowd, a good crowd on hand. The weather didn't seem to restrict people from coming out today. And we'll have another band make its way up the parade route here, College Street, downtown Trenton. You can see the Methodist Church there in the distance. And that nice shot we have of funnel cakes, making me want one. A little break here in the parade as the next band makes its way up. We thank you so much for watching and listening today. Worthy Road Studios Facebook page. Also the WTJS 93.1 page and Good News 99.9, 1190, all streamed there that you can watch. The Medina Middle School and their marching band and the Hornets coming up the parade route. And they're in their blue, black, and gray. And they should perform for us. The color guard moving around, getting organized. And they're getting organized to perform for us. Activities are going to continue tonight with the truck and tractor pull. That'll be at 7 o'clock at Shady Acres Park here in town. $12 to get into that. Children 5 and under are free. The gates are going to open at 5:30. Always a good crowd for that event. And as of right now, that's going to go as scheduled. And they're getting ready to perform for us. Strawberry Festival. Joining us here. I'm good. Good to see you today.
Good to have you.
Let's turn around this way. We'll see if Paul can get a shot of us here. We're going to go for this camera here. And Mayor Ricky Jackson from the city of Trenton here. Mayor, looks like a good turnout today.
We've been lucky so far. We get this 2-hour break, we got it made.
Yeah, I think it's been nice. We were about an hour and a half ago. It was coming down pretty good, but it's broke free.
I was scared to death. When I came at 8:30, it was sprinkling pretty good. When I walked the route, it was sprinkling pretty good, and then it just kind of slowly quit. And here we are right now. It's balmy weather, but people are having a big time.
Yeah, it's a good crowd has turned out today for parade. You sometimes worry about the weather. Will that keep folks away? But I don't think it will here in Trenton.
As we were talking earlier, the parade day, people come out. It don't matter what the weather is, they're going to come out.
Yeah, definitely so. Mayor, tell us about some things going on in the city this week. I know this is a big week for the town, it's been a good turnout, hasn't it?
It has. We've had something going on every day and every night, and we've had a good participation from our town folk and out-of-towners too, and it's been wonderful. We really appreciate everybody coming out and joining us.
Absolutely. Mayor Ricky Jackson, I know you've got a lot of things to do here and a lot of folks you've got to see, and thanks for all your work you do here in the town of Trenton.
Appreciate it very much, and thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. So good to have the mayor here on with us today and tell us about many of the different things going on with the Teapot Festival. We thank him so much for joining us today. We'll get you back to some of the parade coverage now, some of the things going on here behind us. The Gibson County Junior Flag Line, I believe is what that is. I don't see them on my sheet here, but they're marching through. The color guard, young ladies who will start at this level and probably move up to high school. And they make it through. And I'm sure they performed a couple of times down the parade route. Following next here, Dr. George Flynn, who is running for Congress, and his vehicle nicely decorated with the Tennessee flag. Recently got to see Dr. Flynn in Jackson. He's made a tour across the Mid-South and West Tennessee. He's got a couple of vehicles in today's parade. And they wave to the crowd. Dr. Flynn out of the Memphis area. Still a good crowd on hand today, and you'll see those vehicles there from Dr. Flynn. We thank you so much for watching and listening to us today in our stream on Facebook. This will be available later as well, so you can go back and view anytime. So they got a little PA system going on that. Coming up next here, our friends from Bulldog Country, Milan Middle School Marching Band. Of course, all the county bands come out for the Teapot Festival, and many of them will be next week at the Strawberry Festival. And as they approach, we'll listen to them. Purple and white uniforms and black uniforms. school marching band. As they make it through the 38th Annual Trenton Teapot Festival, you're viewing this live here on Worthy Road Studios. Still a good crowd on hand. Two more lovely young ladies, two for tea. The Little Miss Milan, Little Miss Bradford. They're riding together today. Again, the weather's held out just perfect for those tops to be down on those convertibles. Some more young ladies making their way up the parade route now. And this looks like a group of cheerleaders from Trenton Peabody. They're in their outfits today, and we'll see if they're going to perform. I think they probably perform some along the parade route. They're going to pose for their official picture. The 38th Annual Trenton Teapot Festival. It's a cloudy Saturday morning here in the heart of Gibson County and the county seat. Of course, the parade lineup starts at the elementary school, makes its way down College Street, will end at the courthouse. And both sides of the street lined all the way down with folks to view the parade today. Been a family event for many generations now. Many come back home to be a part of the parade and watch. One thing we're so blessed here in the South with is all the many different parades around the area and festivals. If you're watching us online today and you're deciding whether I should come over, are the food stands still here? Yes, they are. And they're smelling good over here by us. Little break here in the parade as we wait for the next float to arrive, as you see coming in the distance. Well, we recognize by the sign behind them, speed limit 31. A lot of work goes into making these floats. I've got some friends that have built floats over the years, especially for the Strawberry Festival, and they'll work for months and months to get those floats ready. A lot of time and money invested in those. And more of this royalty makes it their way. Large red Dodge to join us. And they make their way to the judges' stand in our reviewing area. Rolling 31 through T-Town. Everybody knows that unique speed limit. They're all wearing their shirts that say speed limit 31. A couple of young ladies riding in a little police car there. You better watch that speed. Don't go 32. Wouldn't be good. Many of these supporters and moms and dads following behind. Some of those young ladies waving. And that's probably the first pageant. But many of those will be in. It probably already been in some younger. And Miss Trenton moves on through. Maggie's Majorettes coming up next here. The Twirlers. Nice group of young ladies. From early teens, mid-teens to preteen. It's always fun to watch. Some are super excited and some not so sure about it. But it's something they'll remember for a long time. And they make it way down College Street here in downtown Trenton, a Saturday morning, mostly cloudy. The rain has moved out. Now, I like this kind of weather. I like it cool. Done some parades in the past. It has been 100 degrees outside. That's a different story. None of the politicians here making their way through. Elected officials. We'll see their entry in today's parade. Again, we thank you so much for watching and listening today online on Facebook. The Worthy Road Studios Facebook page also shared on the WTJS 93.1 and Good News 99.9 1190 Facebook pages. Again, this video will be up later for you to watch again. Comes a classic antique tractor through now. Young ladies waving to the crowd, young man there on the front. Love those classic tractors. Got their country music playing, most appropriate. It's the Butler Farm Concert Event Venue. One of the many event venues we've got in Gibson County. Love that classic tractor. Some of our viewers could probably tell us exactly what that model is. The Victory 93.7 and their Christian Cruiser. Sherry was telling us who is next to us. That's just been redecorated. Friends Stevie Ray Heyman, Bradley Owen, Stephen Tate, and Robin Coot, and all the good folks at the Victory 93.7. Coming up next, the Junior Pioneer Band, which will include Rutherford, Yorkville, and Spring Hill schools combined for the Junior Pioneers. And they're lining up to perform for us today. And as they make it this way, we'll listen when they get here and perform. Of course, many of these bands being judged today in the competition. It seems this year that some of the bands are larger than they've been in previous years. That's good to see. They're going to make their way up College Street, the Junior Pioneer Band. We'll listen as they perform. Down College Street here at the 38th Annual Trenton Teapot Festival Parade. A Saturday morning. I'm John Blankenship, Worthy Road Studios, Paul Schulze in the truck behind us. There's our friends from two of the Gibson County libraries, the Gibson County Memorial Library and the Humboldt Public Library. And the Book Bear. Coming up fastly behind them, Little Rockin' Readers. They're part of the libraries. They were still working on that float, I believe, late last night. Friends of the Gibson County Memorial Library have a very special commemorative Gibson County Courthouse ornament. You need to check out the Facebook page to see that. You'll want to take one of those home. If you love history like I do, that's something you'll want to keep. It's a good fundraiser for the Gibson County Memorial Library. There's a classic police car. A few of those have been around here over the years. Looks like the criminals are in the back. That one's been in many parades over the years. Great classic car. Coming up next, Sheriff Paul Thomas, who is up for re-election, and his private entry for his re-election campaign in today's parade. Some youngsters there waving out. Several folks running for Gibson County Sheriff this year. And following immediately behind, the family check advance. Borrow $200, pay back $200. I know I could always go to Paul Schulze and he'd loan me a few thousand, I'm sure. The 38th Annual Trenton Teapot Festival. Live parade coverage, Worthy Road Studios. Chris Younger seeking the position of Gibson County Register of Deeds, riding in the back of that truck. That's a pretty nice truck. I wouldn't mind having one of those. Maybe some of that money Paul's loaning me. That's what I can get. Little break here in our parade. Again, a reminder of the truck and tractor pulls tonight at Shady Acres Park here in Trenton. As of right now, that's scheduled to continue. You can follow the Trenton Teapot Festival Facebook page. They keep you updated with all the activities going on. The fireworks show was last night. So everybody loves the fireworks, well attended. Many other activities throughout the week. The community gospel sing that took place on Wednesday. Yesterday they had the chicken salad lunch at the Teapot Cafe. Good crowd for that. The health fair and block party also very successful. Trenton Teapot Festival has a lot of activities throughout the week. And many folks come here to make it like a family reunion vacation, to come home, ones that have moved off, to come back and be a part of the festival. Not just Trenton folks here. Those folks from all over the county, all over West Tennessee come to enjoy the festivities. We're glad to have you join us today. Hope you're enjoying the live stream on Facebook, Worthy Road Studios, WTJS 93.1, Good News 99.9, 1190. Sharing that video today. And again, it'll be available later on as well. So you can go back and watch. If you've had a family member or a friend that was in the parade today, you can go back and find them and enjoy it again from home. We thank you for those that are listening live to us right now and watching. Got the best seat in the house. All right. Paul Schulze telling us it'll be on YouTube as well, high definition. So you like good HD video, you can go back and watch this again a little later on. Once that's uploaded, we'll share that on the Facebook pages. Another entry coming up here. Payday loans. A lot of loans going on today. They've got their entry. Those guys are ready just in case it rains. They're covered up with the plastic. Now, when I started out earlier today, I had one of those ponchos and quickly shed that as the rain moved away. But just in case, those youngsters are ready from Cash Express there. And they hand out a lot of cups. Those youngsters having a good time, looking on to the crowd. If you haven't seen the Teapot Museum, you need to do that. I encourage you to make a day to come over and spend a couple of hours, go through the museum and see the teapots from all over the world. Dr. Frederick Freed donated those back to Trenton many years ago. Very valuable collection. And, of course, the festival theme from the teapots. You can contact City Hall, where the Teapot Museum is located, and get those hours that you can come in or arrange an appointment to view the teapot room. Also, while you're there, make plans to visit with Miss Nancy Hall at the Fred Culp Historical Museum, showcasing our county's history. They're open throughout the week as well, and they have a Facebook page, too, that you can follow and get all the details about exhibits coming up. Of course, Fred Culp serving as the Gibson County historian from 1965 till his passing of last summer. Mr. Culp, a good friend, and one that enjoyed the Teapot Festival. He always had the best view, I said, in town when he moved back from the Edison community into Court Square in his upper apartment upstairs of the Smith building. He had the best view. He'd sit and look out that back window. Little break here in the parade. A few raindrops falling. Hopefully that will stay away from us. We'll see how that goes. Again, it's been a nice day so far. Overcast, cloudy. But a good crowd still on hand for today's event. It's been a great parade. There's a little delay here. The 38th Annual Trenton Teapot Festival Parade, live here on Facebook, Worthy Road Studios. Thanks to Paul Schulze, the fine job he does to present live video. Again, this video will be available later on YouTube in HD. Tonight you can go back and view that and enjoy the parade. Crowd still on hand here. Special thanks to many of the folks from the committee of the Trenton Teapot Festival that has provided us with information this morning with a list of the lineup and all the activities going on. A special thanks to Miss Donna Ledbetter, who has been great on the radio the past couple of weeks to provide us with information, and also Miss Betty Potee, who has been a longtime volunteer and founder of the Teapot Festival. Of course, here helping out in many different activities. Always great to work with them. And the many others that volunteer their time to make this parade happen. It's an all-year planning event, and it doesn't just start yesterday. They've been working on this. As soon as this one ends, they're busy for next year's parade. And this parade has grown in size over the years, too, especially in attendance. There's a lot of folks here today. It's always the week before the West Tennessee Strawberry Festival in Humboldt. That's coming up next week. They'll officially kick off on Sunday, and then opening ceremonies on Monday night. A lot of folks around us are enjoying corn dogs, and those are looking good. Once the parade's done, I'll be grabbing one of those and enjoying that as well. And we've got another band, looks like, making its way up the parade route. Now they slowly make their way up to perform for the judges, and we'll listen to them as they begin to play for us. Coming next here is Miss Milan High School. Queen Scarlett Hayes in her court, waving to the crowd today, getting their official photograph. Lovely young ladies. Riding through the 38th annual Trenton Teapot Festival Parade. They make their way towards the courthouse. Coming next here, Dyersburg State Community College. Their entry and representative waving to the crowd. Elect Wendy Richardson, Gibson County trustee. Our theme, In God We Trust. Seeking that position. Waving to the crowd today. Many supporters passing out cards and helping with that campaign. Big election this year in Gibson County. Many folk seeking those positions. Good morning to you. We thank you so much for listening to the live stream. If you're listening later, you're watching it at HD. Trenton Teapot Festival, 38th annual. I'm John Blankenship, Paul Schulze in Worthy Road Studios. Parham Heating and Air and their entry in today's parade. Recognize their trucks around the area. Dawn Shackelford seeking circuit court clerk in that position, running for that office. And once again, the Parham Heating and Air truck making its way through the parade here on this Saturday in downtown Trenton. Forever Communications and their entries and their remote vehicles. 97.7. Jim and Jackson. They'll have several entries here of their vehicles in the parade. And following them, also from Forever Communications, Froggy 104. Well, there, folks, waving to the crowd today. It's always fun to drive in some of these parades. Got to drive a few over the years in some of our radio station vehicles. Froggy 104 there, you see again. 92.3 The Hog, which is classic rock. And their wrapped vehicle making its way down the parade route here at the 38th Annual Trenton Teapot Festival. The Gibson County Sheriff Office having their SRO vehicle, School Resource Officer. I know they're proud of those new vehicles they've had on display for a little while now. And I do like the theme on the back of that vehicle, One Nation Under God. South Gibson County High School Band making their way up the parade route here. And they'll perform for us. They get organized and lined up. And the Hornets. Color Guard you're seeing now making their way up the parade route. Of course, this is a good size band. And we'll listen as they approach. A large color guard as well, too. Color guard always follows first, and the man coming up behind. front of us, South Gibson County High School Marching Hornets. Very large band with the 38th Annual Trenton Teapot Festival. And we continue along. Another very nice car, Corvette. She's waving to us. And they're not identified on their vehicle. If you're watching, you may recognize them. They follow through on the parade. Great crowd in attendance today. Another group comes up this way. Unity Dancers from Trenton. The young ones are carrying the banner. The older ones are going to perform. They make their way up the parade route, which starts at the Trenton Elementary School, runs to the courthouse. The Unity Dance and Step team from Trenton and the Teapot Festival today. Those youngsters following close behind the vehicle. Now, if we can get Paul Schulze to join one of these dance clubs, they'll teach him how to dance. I think Paul's got the moves. And I think they're going to dance for us. And they have danced for us today. Some moves I could not even think about doing. I know Paul was paying special note to those splits. He's going to learn how to do that. We'll get him live on video one morning doing that. Thank you so much for watching online today. Remember, this video is going to be available again later on tonight on YouTube in high definition. Coming next, another classic truck. Makes its way in front of our reviewing stand. I like that. That's nice. I like that nice low rider there. A little break in the parade as we see some more entries making their way up in front of City Hall and the fire department, where we're located next to. You can see the Methodist Church in the distance. Looks like a John Deere pulling this next one on the way up. Good sized parade today, good crowd on hand. If you're not here with us this morning, you missed a good parade, but of course you can watch it right here on Facebook and also again later on, as we've told you, on YouTube this evening on the Worthy Road Studios Facebook page, and it'll be shared on YouTube. You'll see that in high definition again this evening. Taylor Atkins running for Gibson County Sheriff in his entry in the parade today. A Humboldt native. And that John Deere is going to make its way up the parade route. And all this rain we've seen is going to be needing those John Deeres out to get some mowing done. And he makes his way up the parade route here, the 38th Annual Trenton Teapot Festival. These parades have grown over the years. It's good to be back and cover one of the parades. It's been a few years since I've done a Teapot Festival. And his entry, Taylor Atkins for Gibson County Sheriff. Looks like there'll be several to follow there as well. And his supporters are following the Elect Atkins sign. They'll be handing out brochures, business cards, shaking hands. Got the top down. Taylor's wife and riding on the back there. Taylor in the suit, walking down, shaking hands. Make their way down. Several elections, as we said, coming up in Gibson County this fall. Many of the elected officials and those seeking office. And today there's Taylor Atkins. Making his way down, shaking hands with many of his supporters. See his grandmother there. Virginia Ann, been a long-time Humboldt resident, been a friend for many years. It's always a lot of fun out supporting her grandson. Coming up next from the strawberry capital of the world, Humboldt High School Marching Band, junior senior high school band. They're going to perform for us. They're very casual today. Humboldt High School Marching Band there from Humboldt, the junior senior high school now. Very casual today. Raspberry Tire and Service Center here in Trenton making their way through in their wrecker in today's parade. You have the smaller wrecker and then following the larger one to handle those 18-wheelers and bigger vehicles. Raspberry's been in business a long time in Trenton. They've sold some cars over the years too. 38th Annual Trenton Teapot Festival live on Facebook, Worthy Road Studios. Also streamed on WTJS 93.1 and Good News 99.9 AM 1190 Facebook pages today. We thank you for watching and listening. I'm John Blankenship joining you along with Paul Schulze, Worthy Road Studios. Of course, Paul responsible for the morning show with Steve Bowers and Blue Suede Forever live streamed at the Old Country Store in Jackson. Another little break here in the parade as we wait for the next entry to come up. A lot of food being eaten today. I see some nachos down here in front of us. Corn dogs, Polish sausages, cold drinks, just about anything you could want. It is here today. Also, don't forget, following the parade, Pope's Concession set up down here next to the mini park, just off Court Square at First Street. They've got some activities for the kids, some carnival rides set up. So that's going to be open again just right after the parade today. Continue through this afternoon. And, of course, the food vendors will be here for a while longer as well. Let's come over and get you a hamburger, hot dog, something good to eat, and sit down and enjoy the great family atmosphere here in downtown Trenton. Another group walking here in front of their entry in today's parade coming up the parade route. Many folks moving down the sidewalks here, meeting and greeting. And we wait here for the next entry to make their way up. Melissa Workman, who is seeking office in Gibson County. And her supporters and her follow up the parade route today. Waving to the crowd, meeting and greeting, shaking hands, folks they know, meeting some new folks today as well. Get you good exercise walking down the parade route. They wave to the crowd. They're going to wait on the vehicle to catch up to them. And now we'll see the Gibson County High School Pioneers Marching Band from Dyer. And Melissa Workman, I believe, seeking Gibson County trustee position. See them waving to the crowd. And she moves on through and continues to wave and make her way to the courthouse where they'll end their walk today. And we wait now coming up after the truck that follows. The Gibson County Marching Pioneers. They're getting organized, lined up to perform for us today. As you can see, a good crowd on hand today's parade. Some folks walking, some sitting, from all ages. And they're lining up to perform for us today, the Gibson County High School Marching Pioneers from Dyer. Always a popular band in the parades around West Tennessee. And of course, right here in Trenton. Another reminder, the truck and tractor pull tonight, 7 o'clock, Shady Acres Park. Heard many folks already today talking about that and looking forward to that tonight. Gates are going to open at 5:30, $12 admission. not many truck and tractor pulls around West Tennessee anymore, so this is your opportunity to enjoy that. It's been a long-time favorite. Gibson County Pioneers Marching Band going to make their way up, and we'll listen as they perform. And there's the Gibson County High School Marching Pioneers. Dyer. Wow. Fantastic job. Fantastic, man. A lot of work goes into that. Great job there to the Marching Pioneers. And organizers and supporters following them there as well. As we continue with our coverage of the 38th Annual Trenton Teapot Festival. College Street, downtown Trenton is where we're at. Just a couple of blocks from the courthouse next to the City Hall and Fire Station. Another young lady waving to the crowd, coming up in her convertible, a Mustang there. Junior Miss Buttercup. She waves there. Pretty young lady. Olivia Perry. And we hear some more sirens coming here from the fire department. I believe that's the Gibson County Fire Department there. Making their way through. Fine job they do for our county, protecting us. Many times putting their own lives at risk to save others. We appreciate our emergency personnel. Another lovely young lady follows here with her tall crown. Miss Territorial. Teapot. She's moving along there. Some of the bike patrol, they're out today, helping with crowd control. We wait coming up next, the parade route. Of course, the home band here from Peabody High School and the Band of Gold. They're going to perform for us, and of course we'll listen as they make their way out the parade route. Hometown band. Trenton Peabody Band to go. Fantastic job here performing to the hometown crowd. And black and gold uniforms making their way towards the courthouse on this Saturday, May 5th, 2018, the 38th annual Trenton Teapot Festival. Streamed live on Facebook later, uploaded to YouTube in high definition. You'll be able to watch that on the Worthy Road Studios YouTube page. They continue to make their way up the parade route as they'll wrap up there at the courthouse. The band supporters following along. Them making their way. And coming up next, everybody loves Mexican food. El Vallarta here in town. Great Mexican restaurant, eaten there many times. They come on through there. Sponsoring that team. young lady there riding along. And love their outfits today. They're having a good time. One young lady's holding on good. The other girl, she's waving to the crowd. Some of their supporters there follow. Always fun to have to follow behind the horses. Trenton Police Department, of course, doing a fine job keeping crowd control and everything organized here at the Trenton Teapot Festival for number 38. What a great parade it has been today. We thank you so much for watching. Again, reminder, this is going to be uploaded later on to YouTube this evening. You'll be able to go back and watch it in high definition. If you've got a friend or family member that was in the parade today or weren't able to make it, courtesy of Worthy Road Studios, Mr. Paul Schulze. It's been a great time today. Good crowd. The weather has held off. We saw a couple of raindrops a little while ago. It looks like besides that, it has been a nice day. Nice and comfortable and cool out here this morning. As we've been going for about an hour and a half, which is about a normal time for the Teapot Festival. Of course, many of the entries you saw today will end up next week in the West Tennessee Strawberry Festival. And as we get ready to wrap up this parade, the Trenton Police Department, of course, closes it out. It's been great to join you on this Saturday. John Blankenship along with Worthy Road Studios, Paul Schulze back in the truck. Thanks to all the folks that make this happen. Remember, again, this will be uploaded later on this evening on YouTube. Watch for it to be shared on Facebook. You can share that as well with your friends and go back and watch and enjoy. The 38th Annual Trenton Teapot Festival on Worthy Road Studios. Thank you so much for watching and listening.